I was standing in the shadow of the wrongs that I had done. Every road behind me was a place I tried to run.
The weight of all my failures felt too heavy for my soul, and every whispered memory said I'd never be made whole.
Heaven heard the crying that the world could never hear. Every silent prayer you shed through guilt and hidden tears.
Grace was standing closer than the fear inside your heart. Love had already written you a brand new start.
When justice raised its voice and said your debt must show, mercy said no. Grace stood in the doorway. Love took my hand and washed my sins away.
The chains fell down, the past lost all control. When judgment called my name,
Mercy said no. I thought the gates of heaven had been closed to me for good, like a sinner standing trembling where the righteous once had stood.
every lie I once believed kept whispering my shame, but the cross was calling louder than my pain.
The blood of love was speaking where the law had once accused, writing out forgiveness where my hope had once been bruised.
No matter how far wandering had carried you away, grace was still waiting there that day.
The gavel almost fell, but heaven heard me cry. Mercy said no. Grace stood in the doorway. Love took my hand and washed my sins away.
The chains fell down, the past lost all control.
When judgment called my name, mercy said no.
The cross stood tall in mercy's light and shattered every lie that night.
And where my shame once ruled my soul, now mercy reigns forevermore.
Death stood louder than my past, and love declared I'm free at last.
Mercy said no. Heaven heard my pleading. Grace stood strong when I stopped believing.
The chains broke loose, my heart was finally whole. When judgment called my name,
Mercy said no.
when justice called my name,
Mercy said no. I was staring at the wreckage of the man I used to be. Every broken promise laying there in front of me.
devil read my history like a courtroom record loud. Every sin I tried to hide was crying through the crowd.
But heaven saw the battle raging deep inside your soul. Every silent prayer you whispered when you lost control. The enemy kept shouting every failure you had done, but he forgot about the power of the sun. When guilt began to testify and shame stood up to speak, the cross had the final word. When my world was falling apart, grace came down like a river of love and washed my guilty heart. The storm rolled away and hope returned again. When darkness thought it won, the cross had the final word. I tried to outrun every mile of the past I carried on, but mercy met me standing where I thought my hope was gone. Every road I wandered down was leading me to grace, to the arms of love I didn't think I'd face. Now every scar reminds me of the night the chains were gone, and every breath I'm breathing sings redemption song. No grave could hold the promise that forgiveness always brings when heaven spreads its mercy wings. When lies began to thunder and fear said hope was dead, the cross had the final word. When my world was falling apart, grace came down like a river of love and washed my guilty heart. The stone rolled away and hope returned again. When darkness thought it won, the cross had the final word. No grave could silence mercy, no night could hide his light, and every soul that's wandering can still come home tonight. Forgiveness wrote the ending where shame had tried to start. The cross had the final word. When my world was torn apart, grace came down like a river of love and healed my shattered heart. The stone rolled away and hope returned again. When darkness thought it won, the cross had the final word. When heaven spoke my name, the cross had the final word. I was driving down a highway with a heart that couldn't rest. Every mile behind me, just another old regret. The rearview mirror showed me every wrong I tried to hide, and the road ahead looked darker than the night. Heaven saw the burden you were carrying alone. every silent prayer you whispered on that road.
You thought the door of mercy had forever closed on you, but grace was already reaching through.
When hope felt like a stranger and faith was hard to see,
That was the night my chains fell free, the moment heaven rescued me. The past let go, my soul could breathe when grace found me.
the darkest road turned into light. My wrongs were washed away that night. The lost were swayed that nine could see when grace found me.
I remember falling to my knees beneath the weight of shame, calling out to heaven through the pouring rain.
I thought the silence meant that I was far beyond repair, but mercy had already met me there.
The cross stood in the distance like a lighthouse in the storm, guiding every broken soul back home.
No matter where the wandering heart has gone astray, love is only just one prayer away.
When every door was closing and hope was growing dim, that was the night my chains fell free, the moment heaven rescued me. The past let go, my soul could breathe when grace found me.
The darkest road turned into light. My wrongs were washed away that night. The lost was saved. The line could see when grace found me. No sin too deep for mercy.
No road too long for love, no heart too lost for heaven when grace is sin above.
The chains of shame were shattered.
The night my soul believed.
That was the night my chains fell free, the moment heaven rescued me. The past let go, my soul could breathe.
When grace found me,
The darkest road turned into light. My wrongs were washed away that night. The lost was saved. Then the line could see when grace found me.
amazing grace,
How sweet the sound.
night heaven came and finally found